What's up everybody, Alexi here. So in this video I want to talk about inherently kind of like balance in life and creativity and everything. So when it comes to being creative, I think a lot of us underestimate our own creativity and intuition. I've talked about just recently about intuition, and with intuition and creativity it kind of goes hand in hand. If you listen to your intuition a lot, you can become very, very creative, and through God you can basically if you follow God and are with God, of course, you can honestly tap into your intuition and creative abilities and co-create in this world very well. So the thing is, like, a lot of us, the reason we aren't very creative is because we're wasting energy. We're in the if you're living in the darkness and you have no light inside of you basically, and you're basically leaving a lot on the table in a sense, creatively even, because you just aren't going to be able to tap into your full true highest self that you're supposed to be if you innately like lack in energy, because energy is everything, and energy is where you can tap into creativity, where you can tap into basically every power that you have in this world to co-create the reality you actually want to create. And you need a certain amount of light energy to actually achieve that. If you're feeling really bad all the time, you're negative, how are you going to be able to co-create your reality the way you want it to? Because you're gonna just attract more negativity into your reality when you are feeling very uncleansed, you're feeling down or depressed, negative, whatever. All these states are gonna lead you to feeling really bad, and you're not gonna be able to achieve the desired results that you want to achieve without the right energy. Because when you're putting stuff out in the world with the wrong energy, it's not gonna achieve the result that you want. And you're attracting energy into your life as well, from people and everything, and mirroring and so on. From people you're getting this negative energy as well, because you are just kind of mirroring through people what you are, and your reality looks like what you are energetically in a sense. So the only way to really activate this creative power is to change your energy, do things like meditation, journal about your feelings, understand, find God, and develop your spirituality alongside doing whatever creative things you do, whether that's like painting, art, whatever you happen to do that's creative. You have to be able to actually tap into that ability and do it properly. If you're just doing it, you're not gonna have as good of a results if you're actually like focusing on. This is why I say, like, you need to have your mind, body and spirit at the same time, because without those in balance, you're gonna feel bad. If you're not eating healthy, if you're not exercising, meditating, handling your spiritual life and everything else at the same time, you're gonna end up in a state where you're just not gonna feel good in some area, and that area is gonna affect your whole life. Like, spirituality is a big one. Then of course taking care of your body. You know, if your spirit and your flesh are basically connected, and if your flesh feels bad, your spirit is gonna feel bad. So you have to take care of your body, you have to exercise, you have to eat healthy as you can, depending on the circumstances you find yourself in, and then do what you can. And that's gonna already help you get on the right track and at least keep you at a fairly optimum level all the time, so you can actually work creatively and be creative. A lot of people have a lot of untapped potential they don't access just because they don't focus on these areas, and most people don't want to change, because just because you want this creative ability, it doesn't mean that it's not like hard to get at all. It is definitely a work you have to do and change yourself. Some people have to spend years. I've spent years technically changing myself, but more recently I changed a lot more through God basically. And really you have to reach a state where you're working on yourself, like all these creative things you have, and then also developing your spiritual life and developing your change in yourself. Because if you don't develop that change within yourself, then you're never actually going to reach those creative full tap potentials you would have. And I'm still improving every day, you know, like, I'm not perfect and no human is perfect, and I still have like my angels assisting me, I have God assisting me with my missions, and I improve every day and I get new creative ideas and doing everything I can. So that's basically what you have to do, is if you want to achieve your potential. And I'm not even at my potential technically creatively, But I improve every day slowly, and I get new ideas and become better. And it's also a spiritual development to be able to access that full self that you have, because we all have very much untapped potential. Most people don't even realize how much untapped potential and co-creation ability they actually have, because they never actually try stuff, or they're afraid to change, or they're afraid to go after their dreams, or do something inherently what is fun and creative and enjoyable for them. So I hope this video helps and gives you a lot of thoughts about your creative abilities and where you need to tap in and what you're going wrong at, and think about these things, and if you're feeling negative and positive and the differences. But I hope this helps. If there's a will, there's a way. Thank you for watching. God bless.